Hi there, this is Lex Lubomirski, and I hope you're doing okay at home. As we are on this voyage of self-discovery and survival and chaos and uncertainty, I wanted to tell you about another one of my life hacks. And this life hack is been a huge addition, an amazing sort of force in the last 10 years of my life. And it is that old favorite, which I always talk about, called gratitude. Gratitude can be such an incredible energy, an incredible force in your day-to-day existence, and it can transform your life. I remember when I was in my late 20s, I'm one of those people who tends to sort of spin. If I start thinking about something negative, I will sink into it, and I almost sort of want to dive deeper into it and fester in it. And of course, you know, the deeper you dive into a negative thought or an emotion, the worse you feel and the worse it can affect you. And in my late 20s, I realized I tried an experiment, and it was to, as soon as I felt those negative feelings coming in, I would immediately flip my compass and I would start saying thank you for all the things that I had in my life. And it could be, you know, the simplest of things that we take for granted every day. It can be the roof over your head, food in your belly, your eyes so you can see the beauty of the world, your ears so you can hear your loved ones' voices. Because, you know, sometimes if you break your leg and you're walking on crutches and everything is so difficult to put your pants on and to walk outside and put your shoes on, and you think to yourself, my God, when my foot is better or when my leg is better, I'm so going to appreciate it. But of course your foot gets better and you kind of forget about it after a day. And then you just go back into living your life and you forget about what a blessing it is and what a difference it can make. So it's really about being grateful for all those things that we take for granted. And I noticed that after a minute, 2 minutes of saying thank you in my head for the daily things like food in my belly, etc., etc., you can feel your body changing. You can feel the chemicals inside your body changing. You can maybe feel yourself lifting up a little bit more and opening up and not being so crouched down in this sort of emotion of anger or sadness. And I noticed how it can help. And you can actually manipulate your body into feeling a different way by changing what you're thinking about or changing what you're focusing on. So nowadays, since then, I wake up in the morning, I do my exercises, my meditation, my breathing exercises, and after my meditation, I always do in my head my thank yous. And this is a fantastic way to start your day. I can't tell you that the difference when I wake up, and if let's say I have to wake up suddenly and get up out of bed and immediately feed the kids and take them to school and go to work, and you notice that difference of mindset because you haven't had a chance to say your thank yous, to the days when you do have time to say your thank yous. My kids, a couple of years ago, three years ago, they would see me, they would come into my bed in the morning and they asked me what I was doing, and I said, well, it's kind of like I like to say thank yous, or my prayers are all my thank yous. And so they asked me what I said thank you for, so I would tell them. And I taught them to say thank yous before bed, because I think it's such an incredible tool to teach that to kids. And so at first my kids, you know, I would say to them, what are you thankful for? And they would say things like, well, you know, we're thankful, thank you for chocolate chip cookies, thank you for my toy train, and that's about it. And if we were lucky, thank you for mummy and daddy. But after 6 months of doing this every night, they got more and more fluent, until one night they started saying stuff like thank you, thank you, thank yous, and it just wouldn't stop. So I started writing them down. And it ended up being a book that me and my sons wrote, and it came out last year, called Thank You for My Dreams, Bedtime Prayers of Gratitude. And this is a kid's book, and it's basically a picture book as a good guide for kids to learn how to say thank yous. So being thankful can be such an amazing force in your life. And I especially during this time when we're all stuck in our homes, if you want to sort of try and improve yourself, I highly recommend just delving into the world of gratitude and seeing what it feeds you. One exercise that I would give you is to sit down with a pen and paper and write a list of everything you are thankful for. And at first it might seem a bit difficult. I remember when I first wrote my first thank you list, I probably came up with 10 things. Because it kind of feels weird, like you don't really take into account all the daily things that you have and you take for granted, right? Write a list. I'm going to show you my list. This is my list. And that's my list, and I hang it up. I hang it next to my bathroom mirror, so that every time I do my teeth, I am doing my teeth and I'm reading my thank you list. And of course, every year it gets longer and longer because you think of more things to be thankful for. And so my teeth are pretty good actually now. You know, my dentist said I've got no fillings, no holes, and it's probably because I spend at least 5 minutes brushing my teeth and reading all the thank yous. And it's a great way to do the last thing at night before you go to bed, first thing you do when you wake up, and it's amazing. So another great thing that you can do while you have this time at home is to think about people that you are thankful for in your life. So this is something I did about 4 or 5 years ago. About 8 or 9 years ago, my stepfather passed away, which you can see in another video called My Greatest Gift. And I realized how lucky I was to have those last 3 weeks with him and being able to tell him everything, being able to thank him for being my stepdad. And I realized what a gift that was, and that I never wanted to have an opportunity where somebody might pass away and I never had a chance to thank them for what they did in my life. So I started making a list of all the people who had made a positive impact in my life. And that went way back to when I was 11 years old, to this person who randomly gave me my first piece of paper to draw on, and she encouraged me to draw something. And after 2 days of drawing with her, she said, "Oh, you're quite good, you should go and show your art teacher." And if it wasn't for that lady, I would never have known my interest in art that led all the way to photography. So I found her, and I emailed her and I said, "Listen, you know, just to let you know, then I have a career as a fashion photographer now, and I've been very lucky and blessed in my career, and if it wasn't for you all those years back when I was 11, it may not have happened." So I thanked her. I found my first art teacher who pushed me into arts, a guy called David Livingston. And from the age of 11 until 14, he really pushed me into arts. I started winning art prizes because of him. He really sort of intensified my interest in the art world. And then I looked into people who'd helped me along my career, ranging from the first person who I met outside of university, a woman called Camilla Lowther, who was a photography agent for Camilla Lowther Management. And she took pity on this poor little sweaty, frustrated little boy who didn't have a clue what I was doing, and she said, "You should be an assistant, and Mario Testino is looking for somebody," and she introduced me to him. I also thanked Mario Testino for my time with him, because he taught me so much. I also thanked Glenda Bailey for giving me my first cover at US Harper's Bazaar. So many people who you can think of through your life. It doesn't have to be to do with your career, it could just be to do with life in general. It could be somebody who just gave you a little nudge in the right direction and led to where you are today. Reach out to them and let them know why you're thanking them. And just say, "Hey, you know, I've had this pause in my life and I've started to realize all the things that I'm grateful for, and you are one of them, and this is why." And it doesn't matter if they answer or not, just let them know that you're thankful, because it's a nice thing to hear. My mum always told me, if you think something nice of somebody, tell them, because they might just need it today, even if you never know why. So during this time when so many people are going to be suffering, losing their jobs, losing money, losing their homes, this is a time for you to reach out, realize your blessings, realize everything you're grateful for, and pass on those blessings, share those blessings. So that's it. Thank you for this video on gratitude, and any comments, questions, down below.